What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Vlad the Bull, your #1 Embrace coach. And I want to let you know that my book, The Embrace Method, How to Leverage Your Trauma and Pain to Live the Life of Your Dreams, the second edition is now available on Amazon for purchase. Through heartfelt anecdotes, practical exercises, and profound insights, this book will show you how to confront your demons, heal your wounds, and emerge stronger and more resilient, ready to embrace a future with limitless possibilities. Remember, embracing your pain is the first step to transforming it into power. Be sure to get your copy today. And remember, embrace your struggles, embrace your successes, and most importantly, embrace yourself. Visit www.embracemethod.com to learn more about the Embrace Method book and the Embrace Framework.
Welcome to the Roots and Rhythm podcast, where we explore the essence of culture, our experiences, and a healing journey that shapes our growth and family. Through heartfelt stories about marriage, mental health, relationships, and parenting, we create a space where you can find connection, understanding, and inspiration. Join us as we explore the rhythms of life, one story at a time.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, Happy New Year and welcome back. 2026. Welcome back to another episode, the first episode of the Roots and Rhythm podcast of 2026, where we explore the rhythms of life, one story at a time. It's your boy, Vlad the Bull, your #1 Embrace coach, and I am joined by the lovely and only
Angie, la cyber mommy.
Let's go. Let's go. Happy New Year, sis.
Happy New Year.
Nice to have. It feels so good to be back in the Roots and Rhythm studio.
Yes.
And I just want to shout out everybody on our podcast that have been rocking with us throughout 2025. We broke out this thing in June.
6 months. We've been out here 6 months.
So now 7 months, it is a new year, a new calendar year, which means there's going to be even more in store. So before we go any further, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button right there.
And send it to a friend.
Send it to a friend and make sure the Roots and Rhythm gets into your catalog of podcasts, your go-tos, all right? Thank you for rocking with us. So tell us, how was the holiday season, sis, and how'd everything go for you?
Yeah, so we had a white Christmas here. We stayed in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Saw a lot of friends, hung out with, the community that we built here. So it was really, really nice. The girls were home for 2 whole weeks. That was a lot of family bonding, a lot of activities, a lot of gingerbread houses, a lot of coloring, a lot of everything holiday related. We did it all. I feel like we saw Christmas lights. We played in the snow.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, very Hallmark of us.
Very Hallmark.
Yeah,
very
so
Hallmark,
that's what we had here in Massachusetts. So we do Massachusetts on odd years, and then we go home to Florida on even years.
Oh, so every other year you go to Florida. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's probably a good place to be. Although if the kids are used to there being a white Christmas, they're going to be sadly mistaken in Florida.
Yeah.
You can go to Georgia and get a white Christmas.
Right. Well, apparently it was very cold in Florida this Christmas. It was 50 something, which is a lot. It's very cold. I know. My mom is like, her little hat and her scarf, and she's like, it's so cold here. I'm like, Mommy, it's 7.
It's
7 degrees.
And it feels like 1.
Right. It was windy. I was like, look at all the snow. Come on. But when we go to Florida and it's hot, my girls, they hate being so hot because they'll come inside. It's like, Mommy, it's hot. I'm like,
Mommy, it's hot.
I know, baby, it's hot.
Wow.
So we'll be in Florida next year, and we're already like planning all the hand-me-down Christmas pajamas from this year. Like all the nieces and nephews, like, okay, this person's getting this one, this one, this one, this one, for next year. So I can't wait. It'll be fun.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Yeah, for Christmas, this holiday season was probably the busiest of them all, and I think it's because outside of the family time that we had, obviously we saw you guys, but we had a lot of events. So I think this 26 is when you guys came over for girls' night.
Oh, yep,
right?
December 26th.
The day after, my best friend David, his parents were treated to a surprise 40th anniversary.
Oh, nice.
So that was a lot of work. I was the MC for that event, and we made it work, and it was beautiful. The biggest thing, because we didn't really have a lot to work with, it was kind of thrown together last minute, but David's dad told me you did a good job, because I had to do this thing in English and in Creole. I almost forgot my Creole, yo. So I was like, yo, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I said a couple jokes. We made it work, man. It was beautiful. So we had that. And it was good. New Year's was great. We had our soup jumeau. Shout out to all my Haitian yo. ICMU. I think I forget how was it 111 years. 1804 is when we got our independence. So every premier janvier, every first of the year. And
221 years.
Yes, thank you. I was like, damn, I should know this.
Do that quick math.
So I'm like, yo, I should know this. So we have Subjumu. The second day is a big holiday. Everybody's breaking bread. But we went to my mom's house, so it was cool.
Nice. Yeah. For New Year's, we were in Brockton, also celebrating with the Haitian crew.
Liberté.
Yep. So shout out Darnell and Miss Maggie for their soup. And I brought a whole bunch home. I literally just finished it a few days ago because I was eating it every day for lunch.
Yeah, no, we finished that.
Yeah. It was too spicy for the girls because she did add like extra Scotch bonnet, but I loved it. It was for me.
I don't think I've ever cooked with Scotch bonnet. My cousin has.
Yeah, it's good. It's delicious. So shout out to Miss Maggie and her soup. And then this was the first year that we did this. For Christmas Eve, we went to Alana's bestie, Tegan. They're Italian, or her dad's Italian. So we went to the Turchetta house. Shout out Aaron and Brian for the Feast of the Seven Fishes that Italians do.
I've heard many a good thing about these.
It was delicious, and it was just so nice.
So tell the audience, those of us who don't know, who haven't experienced this, what can you come to expect at a Feast of the Seven Fishes? A
lot of food and a lot of loud Italians. But I loved it. I just felt like like I was with my own family. But just a lot of there's 7 fish dishes. So I'm not gonna remember everything we had, but there was shrimp, there was clams, there was mussels, there was cod. You see, I'm forgetting 3 things, but there were 7. Vlad doesn't do seafood, but I was in seafood heaven. I loved it. And then we had other things, the kids ate spaghetti and then this is, I shared this story before, but Brian is the one that made Alana those meatballs for her birthday.
Yeah.
So he gave us more meatballs to take home. Alana,
man,
heaven. Okay. She's obsessed with the meatballs. That was probably one of the fishes, a meatball, because that's what Alana loved. But Arya tried a mussel. She didn't like it, but she tried it.
You know what? I've had mussels before, but they put them in a nice.
Oh, clams. That's another one.
Yeah, it clams? No, it was mussels. And they did it at the Matador in Woburn. And they put they actually used it with meat. I think it was what's that spicy sausage? You know what I'm talking about?
Andouille?
No, not andouille. It's people in Latin America use it all the time.
Oh, longaniza?
I don't know.
Oh, but it's not spicy.
Nah. That's gonna come to me. But chorizo. Thank you.
Okay.
So, it was very good, but only because it tasted like meat. But that's dope.
Yeah, just a lot of food, a lot of fun, a lot of fellowship. So yeah,
I love it. So today, it is January 6th, right? So we are talking everything about the new year, resolutions. Do they work? Do you have them? What should you do? Do you have resolutions for relationships? Do you have resolutions for yourself? Do resolutions work in 2026? And how do we go about enacting true, lasting behavioral change for the better that is going to stretch you well beyond 2026? So we're going to be diving into that. I'm going to invite you guys all to subscribe. Again, I hate to have to keep saying it, but this is how we get our people out there. This is how we get the podcast and the recommendations in the For You pages. So make sure you like and subscribe and check out our TikTok. We are on TikTok. I need to do better and get on TikTok. The TikTok that I have is the Roots and Rhythm one, but I just feel like if I put TikTok on my phone, it's just going to be another distraction. So no, good for you.
Yes, but I'm trying. I'm going to try. So one of my resolutions for this is to get on TikTok, at least just for Roots and Rhythm, and see what's up. Not for my personal use, for Roots and Rhythm.
So actually, while we're talking about resolutions, how do we define what a resolution is? Matter of fact, maybe you could look it up on your phone to see what a resolution is defined as, because there's something that happens every first of the year, every January 1st. Everybody and their mamas out there with a new resolution. So we need to first define what it is before we can pick it apart.
So a firm decision to do or not to do something. The quality of being determined or resolute.
That's it?
That's it. Yeah. The action of solving a problem, dispute, or contentious matter. Yeah. So those are resolutions. So yeah, something that you, a firm decision. So I guess the word firm is what sets it apart from a regular decision. So a resolution is a firm decision to do or not to do something. Yeah, I would think it's like a commitment, right? But it's like what makes a resolution versus a commitment, like, well, makes it stick, like that you're not going to break it. Because I've been making resolutions forever, and
Right?
I don't, you know what? After like February, I'm like, yeah,
Right.
I don't know. But something that I've decided to do this year, Wallace and I, and we've been budgeting for years, but I think getting more serious, like to save more money, and it's like really taking a look at where we spend our money every month. Like what can we cut back on, or where can we cut back on, and how to like make more money. Like, okay, like what are these steps? Maybe get like another certification, or, you know, working more hours doing this, or even like the Roots and Rhythm, like how can we like generate more income doing this,
Right.
you know, to kind of like help us, because we're all like in the same boat. Everything's costing more money.
Yo.
Daycare's just going up.
Yo.
You know, even extracurriculars for the girls, it's like, oh, it's an extra
man.
$200 now. You know, prices are just going up. So
Plus, you guys just got a new car.
we did get a new car last year, and we're trying to pay that down. So it's like we want more money to pay that down early. Yeah, and then just have money, because again, the economy, they're laying people off from tech all the time.
Oh yeah, that's
you
that's a good
know,
point.
and granted, I've been safe, but until when?
Right,
you know?
right.
So that's always in the back of my mind too.
You know, I was looking at I got my oil change a couple weeks ago, and I was looking at my dash. When I was, just a little backstory, when we bought a Honda Pilot, I had a 2017 Mazda CX-5, and I loved my Mazda CX-5. I think they make a high quality vehicle, especially now. But, you know, the writing was on the wall for me at the state police, and I knew that I was going to get hurt again at some point, and I didn't want to, you know, be stuck in the water financially. So we sold the Mazda. I got a 2012 Honda Pilot. I had 188,000 miles when I bought it. People are like, are you crazy? Why would you buy a car with that many miles? Are you nuts? I'm like,
but it's a Honda, baby.
But it's a Honda, and I did my specific research for this model across many sources, and it was an informed decision. I am now at 258,000 miles, and the Honda is still kicking. Like,
of course,
like I just bought it.
Of course, you take care of it.
Yeah, you gotta dump some money in it. But you know, I'm gonna ride this thing until the wheels fall off, the engine falls off, and you know what I mean?
Yep. And that's how we were with our old Chevy Equinox. We were like, we're gonna ride it till, in our mind, we were like, we're gonna keep it forever until it costs more to fix than the car is worth.
Right. And
that took the transmission going out.
Right.
You know, so we kept it as long as we could, and we didn't have a car payment for 10 years. And now it's hurting, because I'm like, oh, you know, thank God we have it to pay, but I don't want to pay that. I'd rather that money go into my 401k.
Yeah. Come on.
You know? So, yeah. So we're trying to pay that thing off as quickly, expeditiously as possible. But yeah, so we want to do that. And then something that I saw people doing online is, and I was telling you about it, is like, instead of, you do a monthly budget, but then you put all your expenses for the year of what it's going to be. So then you can see like, oh, okay, I get a pedicure or whatever, it's $100. That's $1,200 a year. I could have put that into this, and it could have made this. Or I'm doing, I don't know, you get a house cleaner. I do a house cleaner weekly, but maybe if I do every 2 weeks, then I'm saving X amount of dollars, you know, just seeing like the big number for the year. Cause you're like, I make $100,000. Where's my money going?
Right.
You know, I don't see that. I don't see $100,000, you know? So it's like you see it in that big picture, and then see where you can cut back, you know?
Yeah, well, I think we talked about it being macroeconomics, right? Zooming out and seeing how much something is costing you a year. Because when you're looking at it a monthly, you can justify, oh, that's only $20 a year, you know? But when you say it's like, you know, over $1,000, like $500 a year, like, wait, I don't want to spend all that much money. So I think that's a great resolution to have to a problem that you can see, because everything is getting more expensive. I've been shopping for home insurances, and it is brutal out there, especially for multifamily. So, you know, things are tough. But I want to talk about the term resolution, right? Because we've defined it as something that's a firm decision to solve a problem, right? Let's look at it that way. And what I often see, and I saw this as a personal trainer, I saw this as a wellness consultant for many years, people will start a resolution. And I think it's more cultural than it is practical, right? Because it makes you feel empowered to say that you're starting something, and you're going from the first of the year, and you're going to get it done, and you're going to have goals. That's why you always see the gyms flooded in the first few months of the year. By June, they're empty. Or not empty, but they're inhabited by people who look beyond resolutions. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I am not a resolution maker. I stopped making resolutions some time ago. And the reason why I did, Angie, was because I saw that, like you said, I just don't keep my own promises. But I need to know why I don't keep my own promises. It's not just because I said something that was popular. It's because I'm like, I need to know why it's important for me to keep promises. What am I doing when I break promises to myself? And for 2026, I didn't have a vision board. I didn't have any resolutions. One aspect of my life that I really want to focus on this year, and I'm trying to make plans around it because it's really difficult as a creator to do this, is to eliminate distractions. Because my distractions are the distractions that I have on my phone, which is mostly digital. The distractions that I have on my phone, the TV, whatever it is, they are the biggest obstacle between me and the person that I can see myself being or doing the things that I want to do at the level that I want to do them. I can't be effective if I'm distracted. And so I'm trying to figure out a way, Angie. I'm like, how do I create content regularly and not have any social media?
I don't think the problem, Vlad, is the social media. I think it's self-control. And you know what I mean? And I think that maybe they have a whole bunch of apps that you can like lock your phone after a certain time. Maybe you can give the password to Julie and she's the only one that can unlock your phone after you set it. You know what I mean? Like set it and then you don't have the distraction anymore. And I'm sure you'll find another way. You could just come down here to the man cave and log on the desktop computer versus your phone. But it's like working on that self-control because that's what it's going to take, So, and I've told you this and I told everyone in our village what I was doing, but I started my quote, quote, resolution like in September, October. So what happened? I needed to find a new PCP. I needed to find a new therapist. I needed to get my life together, as I called it. And what did I do? I told everybody named Mama that's what I wanted to do because what happened? I did those things and then I'm proud to tell y'all again, I did them. I checked them off my little mental list. But
I always do the wrong one.
I know, but what I was telling my therapist, I was like, if I didn't share that, Vlad, I would have just disappointed myself and be okay. But in my mind, I'm like, I can't let them down because I told them that I was going to do this. They're going to think that I can't keep promises. You know what I mean? So it's like, that was like the mental trick that I had to play, like for me to actually do these things, So
it sounds like the real resolution was accountability for you.
Yes.
That's what the answer was. And I do think that's why a lot of people fail, which is a question I'm going to ask, is why do people fail at resolutions, or why do New Year's resolutions fail? I think it's in part because of self-control and poor planning. That's why things fail, right? And for many people, when they have these goals, they see the end game. They see the weight loss. They see more money in their pocket. They see, I don't know, that promotion or more gigs or more money coming in, but they don't see the planning that's involved. And as James Clear says in Atomic Habits, you will not fall to, when it comes to goal setting, right? Like you're not going to fall to the size of your goals, or whatever it is. What does it say? He's like, you're not going to fall to the basic, I forget what he says, but essentially he's saying that it's your systems that make goals happen. And so I think when people start, for example, the most accessible one is the gym. People go to the gym and they'll be all fired up about losing weight or about having a new lifestyle, but not realizing that there are levels to this. And there's pre-contemplation, there's contemplation, there's action, and then there's maintenance, right? And you can't go from pre-contemplation to action because a lot of times people will just start going to the gym and not realizing why they're doing it, other than the fact that they promised themselves to do it. And so I think it's okay to be resolute in wanting behavior change, but you got to see that you got to be resolute. The resolution has to go beyond you being motivated, because I'll tell you what, I haven't exercised in like over a few months, and that's not really normal for me. And I know that when my body starts aching, it's because I'm not exercising enough. And I don't really I've noticed, I'm be honest with you, I just haven't had the motivation lately.
Well, and I think to its environment, Vlad, like, and this just goes with anyone that lives up here, it's freaking cold outside.
Yes, it is.
And if you're going to go to the gym, especially you that used to go at like 3-4 in the morning, it's negative sometimes. Like you really have to have like above motivation for you to get out of your warm bed to go outside to go to the gym, you know? And yeah, you can do stuff around here in the house, but it's not the same if you're used to going to a place.
Right.
So I get it. I mean, that's not an excuse. Please go if I have to call you, right? You know what I'm saying? If that's what you need to be like, to feel like yourself. But I also, instead of being like, I'm going to go to the gym every single day, I went to the gym with Wallace yesterday. It was the first time me going to the gym in a long time. I went one other time in the summer with my brother, but he goes to a bougie gym in Palm Beach. So that was like not the same as Planet Fitness here.
Right.
But it was tough because I'm not a gym girl, you know, but I'm not telling myself I'm going to the gym every day. I told myself I'm going to go to the gym whenever Wallace is home so he could come with me, because then it's like my accountability person. Right. And it's not like, I'm not going to think of it as, oh, I didn't go, I failed. You know what I mean? And I think that's where I failed all these other years trying to go get fit, because I'm like, if I'm all or nothing, I missed the day. Well,
you hit the nail right on the head.
It's all or nothing. And recently I got diagnosed with ADHD, Vlad. That's the mentality. All or nothing. If it doesn't go right, that's what it is. I just failed, and I'd rather not keep going because I already failed.
So tell us a little bit more about that, if you feel comfortable about the ADHD diagnosis. What brought you to seeking that, and why is that important?
So my sister told me I had ADHD, and I was like, nah, girl, you ain't a doctor. You don't.
What? So like, what are you talking about?
Right.
You even spell ADHD?
Yeah, right. Yeah, whatever. Right. But then she kept like telling me why. Like, Angie, you're all or nothing all the time. Angie, you're always like, you're going to start on Monday because you already missed the other days. Angie, you keep these lists, but then you just have like these doom piles of things that you don't do, but you're going to do. I'm very forgetful when it comes to things, unless I write it down. You know?
If it's not on paper, if it's not in a digital footprint, it's not happening.
Yeah. I get overwhelmed if things don't go my way, even though they are done, but they're not the Angie way.
Right.
So that led me, when again I told you I needed to find a therapist, I found one. We were talking. Then the next session that we had, she gave me like this list of questions, and at the end she told me, she's like, I do believe you do have ADHD. And I was like, fuck, I gotta tell me that she's right.
That is No, I mean,
you're right, little sis. You're right.
I mean, I'm sure there are worse things to utter.
No.
But
this is just me being silly. Like, I felt it in my heart, but I didn't. You know, you don't want to believe things, right? And you're like, no, it's just me being stressed. You know, but with that, it's like, okay, I have to like obviously try to overcome those things and create systems so I'm not, you know, going nuts that way, and try to avoid that all or nothing. So it's like, okay, as long as I'm better than I was yesterday, it's okay. And it's not a failure.
Yeah.
You know, even though I didn't hit whatever marks, again, I'm in a competition with only myself. So it's like, okay, how can I be better than I was before? And even if I'm not, I'm still moving in the right direction. Yeah,
and to quote Atomic Habits again, people with that all or nothing, because that is me. And I mean, now that you all know, thank you for sharing it, for being vulnerable about your ADHD diagnosis. I was diagnosed in 2023 with ADHD, and again, it wasn't a surprise, but you know, like the book says, I was all or nothing. It was either I'm in the gym 4 or 5 days a week, burning. Like, you know what? I used to do some crazy shit, not because it was beneficial, not because it was, you know, it was specific to an event or something that I was training for, but I used to do crazy shit to do crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like I'd go to the gym and I was like, okay, I have 45 minutes to work out. But so I can have enough time to get up, journal, get back, shower, getting out of the door and get out by 7 a.m. So you know what I used to do? I used to take, instead of just doing less, I used to take
the most.
I used to do the most. So I would go to the gym and I would have a whole weight training regimen, right? A strength training regimen that, you know, 10 minutes of warm up on a machine, and then I go straight into my stretch and I go straight into my regimen. I would do that. I'd warm up, then I'd do 100 burpees. Or was it 100? Yeah, I do 100 burpees on the front end and 100 burpees on the back end. I don't know why I was doing that. And then I'd go through with the entire regimen that I was doing. So instead of doing less, I was compressing it all into 45 minutes. And you know what's going to happen when you start doing that every single day?
Yeah, burn out.
You're not only going to burn out, but you're putting stressors on your body that don't need to be there. And I already had a pre-existing injury with my back. So, of course, I was doing that for I don't know, this is 2022. This was back when I was vegan for 8 months. I was vegan. I was up in the morning. I was drinking beet juice. It was great. It was all or nothing. Like, if you saw me during that
Vlad,
time.
pick a struggle. You're going to be vegan. You're going to be vegan and doing 3 million burpees and straightening your back and waking up at 4 a.m.?
Yeah, all or nothing.
Oh, my God.
If I ain't doing it all, I ain't doing nothing.
I'm failing.
And Angie, everything stopped when I got hurt again.
Ooh,
and so all or nothing did not serve me. And so what Atomic Habits says is that you don't need to be 100% better today than you were yesterday. You just need to be 1% better.
1%. Oh, I like
so
that.
if that means you just go to instead of going to the gym every day, you just go to the parking lot. You drive to the parking lot and you sit in the parking lot for 10 minutes. You're going to get used. You're going to train your mind to do something you don't want to do anyway, incrementally. So by the time you start doing it, it's automatic. So even when we have these stops and starts, because that's just ebbs and flows in life. I'm not walking now. I start walking again. I don't have to walk every day. Let me just walk once a week. Let me see where that gets me. And I think instead of making a resolution for a problem that you can identify for a year, within that year, the resolution really should be lifestyle change, right? And so oftentimes what happens is that people are like, okay, here's what my resolution was for the year. Did I do it? Nah, I didn't do it. Okay, I guess I'm a failure. You can't separate what you do and from who you are if everything is all or nothing. And all or nothing usually means that I'm attached to the work that I do or don't do. So if I don't do it, then I'm not doing. That's just not. Well, technically that's true because we're not human doings. We're human beings. And so, I don't have to do a gajillion burpees. I don't have to hit PRs every day. Like, I don't even care about that stuff anymore. And I never thought I'd be saying that.
Yeah.
And so for me, I made a video on TikTok and I said that the 2026, if you're watching this video at the end of 2025, 2026 is already over. Yeah. People are like, what are you talking about? And I shook the whole house with that. They're like, what are you talking about? And I said, everything that you did in 2025 or didn't do in 2025 is already decided this year. Yeah. This is the time that you start planning for 2027. And I think people get irritated with that because we're conditioned, especially in the United States, we're just go, get everything done. And you have to get it done in quick time. And it's like, you don't realize that anybody who's built an enterprise, built a business, built a family, built a marriage, built something that sustains will tell you like, it wasn't overnight. It was a lot of late nights, overnight successes. By the time you see somebody blow up, they've been grinding for years.
It's like, oh yeah, they just blew up. They're like, I've been doing this shit for 10 years consecutively.
Yeah.
And
people want the blow up and the glow up to happen right away, and it's just not going to do that. So instead of just picking this grandiose thing to do, to accomplish this grandiose goal, even if you do it right with all the mini goals and all this other stuff, this should not be segmented to a year, right? And so when you start looking at, okay, what am I doing today within this next year? I'm not saying don't set intentions, but what am I doing within this next year that is going to blossom in 2027 and 2028? Because I'll tell you, I was thinking a lot. Every year we do a lot of reflections, and one thing I was reflecting on, I'm like, man, I usually just go, I've grown a lot in this last year, or I've grew a lot in 2025, and here's how I grew. Here's what I accomplished in 2025. But I'm like, you know what? That would be really selling it short for everything that I did in 2024 and 2023 that made 2025 possible, right? Like if I didn't write my book in 2023, I would not be booking speaking gigs in 2025. If I didn't start separating my time from the state police in 2021 and start doing voiceover, we would not have the acumen to do the podcast in 2025. So all of these things are connected, yo. And so like, that's my thing. That's my long spiel of, if you're out there and you want to change, you want to make a sustainable change, ditch the resolution and start with a revolution of your thoughts.
Okay, revolution.
Revolution of your thought, boy. Get that revolution. I'm still in 1804 mode. You know what I mean?
Oh, my goodness. But that's so true, Vlad. I was going to tell you something. I should have just interrupted you.
You should have. You know how with ADHD it gets so.
Oh, I'm over here fidgeting because I was like, I don't want to talk over Vlad. I don't want to talk over Vlad.
I'm fidgeting the whole time right here.
No, but it's something that you said, Vlad, about not the revolution, the resolutions, but just getting better a little bit every day, right?
Yeah, 1%.
1% better every day. And I think too, especially because a lot of people's resolutions are about like fitness and working out and doing all this. But I saw something somewhere that it was like that fitness is 80% nutrition and 20% like actually working out.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
It's 80% nutrition.
Point at the camera, tell them.
It's 80% nutrition. Abs are made in the kitchen or whatever they say, right?
Yeah.
But so again, because I was telling everybody in my business that would hear it in like September, October, I started meeting with a dietitian. And again, me being all or nothing, like I'm eating like this plan and she has like my macros and I'm doing the thing. And sometimes I don't lose anything. Sometimes I lose only half a pound, but it's like, bitch, that's still half a pound as long as we're not gaining, right?
Yeah.
But it's like I have to get in that mentality because it's like slow and steady, right? Slow and steady. A pound here, half a pound here, 2 pounds here. It's going to eventually add up. But to your point, it started in 2025 to go to 2020. This is going to be like a forever thing for me because I've never been like this locked in when it comes to like nutrition, doing this. And then now it's like, okay, I'm walking more. I have my little watch on. But it's like, yeah, slow and steady steps, not or nothing. Because sometimes I'm like, dang, why can't this goal weight of mine be here tomorrow?
Yeah.
You know, but it's going to take time and you just have to have patience, which is something I do not have.
Yo, patience is a virtue.
Oh,
that
Lord.
flew over my house because I don't have it either.
No, I know. But I'm married to the most patient person in the world, which
Same,
is why
same.
we work so well together.
Well, everybody, I'd like to argue that everybody's impatient in a different way. Like Julie is really impatient when it comes to putting things together with instructions. And I don't like instructions because if you know anything about ADHD, we're going to do a whole episode on ADHD, by the way.
We should, because it's funny you say that. You're like, I don't like instructions because of my ADHD. I was like, oh, I just thought I didn't like instructions and I just be out here wigging it because that's just me.
No, that's the thing.
But yeah, Wallace, if we get a new product, Wallace is reading that manual. You know what I do? Throw the shit away.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Vlad the Bull, your #1 Embrace coach. Listen, I know that you are enjoying this Roots and Rhythm podcast episode, but I want to take a minute to talk to my fellas. Let's talk energy and vitality. If you've been feeling low, sluggish, or not quite yourself in the bedroom, it's time to check out the Natural E-Man. It's a powerful, all-natural men's supplement created by a good brother I trust, Dr. Quentin Cancel, someone I met in my men's group who's all about holistic health and real results. Trust me, I've seen the impact firsthand. So if you're ready to level up your energy, confidence, and performance, visit naturaleman.com and feel the difference. That's naturaleman.com. The link's in the show notes. All right, y'all, let's get back to the podcast. I save all the manuals in a Ziploc bag and I never open them.
That was right. But Wallace is like, oh, we got this. Let's read the manual. And I'm like, just figure it out. 1 and 1, go together. 2 and 2, go together.
Do you find yourself skipping steps when it comes to
because I know what the end result is going to be. Vlad.
Right. Like you skip the steps because like you try to figure it out and then you get mad that it's not done the right way. That happens all the damn time. And I used to think before I got my diagnosis that's because I was not working hard enough or because I was lazy or because whatever. Again, we're not going to talk about ADHD this whole podcast, but I say that to say this, part of creating those goals and systems for the next year and so on and so forth is also understanding yourself.
Yeah.
And so people be trying to make resolutions and make goals that are not even custom fit to who they are. Like you trying to you know what I mean? It's part of my French, but like people be trying to do some stupid shit that is just like stupid, unreasonable. God-sized expectations are not wrong.
No.
But they have to be obtainable, right? You ever heard of SMART? You know what SMART goals are?
Yes, SMART goals, yeah.
Okay. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. But people are like, nah, I just want specific.
Well, and that's the thing, Vlad. It's like saying, oh, I want to lose 50 pounds, but then you're not doing anything towards losing 50 pounds. You're doing the same thing that you were doing when you were gaining 50 pounds.
Right.
So it's like, what's going to change here?
Well, I'm really glad you made that point about seeing the pounds fall off a half a pound at a time or a pound at a time. Because what I used to see as a wellness consultant was and most of my clients were women. I think I had like one man at Jenny Craig.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? A lot of y'all don't want it because Jenny Craig is not like the manliest place to be.
Right.
But
they were like, you know what? I'm desperate. I'm going to Jenny Craig. Which get help if you need it.
I had one guy, and so you don't come to Jenny Craig for some people didn't even come for the meals. They just came for the counseling.
Yeah.
Accountability, right? And so many of my clients would be upset if they came in one week and they remained the same weight. Or they lost half a pound. Like, I'm getting so frustrated. Like, why didn't I lose any weight? I'm like, you didn't gain anything.
Right.
Which means that whatever you're doing is working. You could have come back a week later. I had a client that was a larger woman. And Angie, I'm not even kidding you. I think the first week that she did the program, she lost like 50 pounds. No, she lost like 20 pounds or something like that. And then she came back and when she bounced, she gained like 50 pounds.
Oh my God.
And then it was over a period of weeks. And I think there was a deeper conversation about her relationship to food, overeating and binge eating and whatnot. But listen, there are people who bounce around like that, and you're not if you're not gaining 50 pounds, right? You're not gaining anything.
You have to do a sustainable, healthy way, and that's why it's like. So I got my dietitian through an app. I'm not gonna name because not sponsored. Maybe later. But I love Aja. Aja dietitian. She's a Gen Zer, which I love. So she keeps me in check and she keeps me cool. But I like it because it's sustainable. She's not telling me only eat 1,000 calories, only eat a grapefruit or whatever. It's like I can eat real food. I just have to stay within my macro limits or whatever. But yeah, so I like meeting with her. And accountability, we meet weekly. And on the app she'll tell me that was a great choice, or try adding this next time, or so it's like I have her, I tell y'all, everybody knows. Everybody knows what's happening. But yeah, so it's like slow and steady. I'm not out here trying to do a crash diet. I'm not taking advice from people that are not my dietitian. So it's like trust the experts.
Yeah, and you need to find somebody who knows what what they're doing and knows what you're doing at the same time.
Yes.
And if one of the things that made Jenny Craig the wellness consultant made sense, and that was like over 11 years ago, but what made it made sense was that at that time I had lost weight. I think, and granted, depending on who you're talking to, it wasn't a ton of weight, but I lost like 20 pounds, which is sometimes what happens when you are in a bad relationship. And I just didn't know who I was, and I grew up and I blew down, and I lost like I think it was like 30 pounds at the most. I think it was like 30, 35 pounds, which is a lot for me.
Yeah. Right? Now, was
this
around the same time that you were bodybuilding?
No, this is before that.
Oh, okay.
So I had broken up with this crazy lady, and I met Jules, and between that time, it was only like maybe like 3 or 4 weeks between, and I just started eating better. I started eating better. I was always exercising, but I started eating better. And get this, to your point, I was exercising every day when I was at my heaviest, and I still wasn't losing any weight. And so,
well, stress too, Vlad. Yeah. I feel like stress also keeps you heavy.
Well,
honestly,
stress is cortisol. Cortisol, when your body is stressed out, again, this is like a revolutionary tactic or an evolutionary tactic. When your body is stressed out, it starts storing fat because it's like, oh shoot, I don't know when next time I'm going to eat. Because we're talking about, we're going all the way back to cavemen, our ancestors when the food was sparse. Like if you start feeling stressed out about that, your body starts storing fat, energy for something that bad's happening. Your body doesn't know the difference, right? So yeah, stress is definitely a huge reason why people gain and keep the weight on, or lose and keep the weight off, right? Depending on which side are they going. And that's why I'm talking about environment. Well, actually, you said that, environment. And if your environment is sick, then forget about 2026. If you hang around the same people that ain't doing nothing for you, then...
Not if your environment is sick, forget about 2026. Put that on a shirt.
Yeah, if your environment is sick, forget about 2026.
I'm here for a fix in 2026.
I'm here for a fix in 2026. Hit the bricks. No,
hit the bricks.
No, but for real though. I mean, and so that brings us to our I want to say our final segment about relationships, because Roots and Rhythm would not be a conversation without a conversation with that.
If I didn't have my man's,
right,
who is not Vlad, his name is Wallace.
Yes.
Thank you.
Some of y'all be getting confused.
Right, it's another bald guy.
So we need to, you know what? We need to put more more. We're gonna have an episode. I'm not gonna say when.
We're gonna have the spouses on the pod soonish.
Yes.
As soon as Julie says yes, because she's the one that's tripping. Julie, I'm calling you out.
Accountability.
As soon as we have her ready to get on board, we gonna have the spouses
we talked about
on.
it right before you came, and she's like,
right.
I was like, girl, you better.
Right.
She don't like being in front of kids.
And I get it.
But I'm like, listen, you too smart to be
right.
all the time.
Exactly.
Sometimes you need to be in front. You need to be the scene.
That's a Fulbright scholar. Yes.
For real though. I'm like, yo, but yeah. So relationships, and I don't really see this as much specifically about relationships. Like I don't see people saying my resolution for this year is to F man, and I'm gonna get my money.
But if you do have someone in your life, I feel like there should be not again necessarily a resolution, but a common goal together for 2026, right? Like you guys talked about something that you want to either accomplish, resolve, go on a trip, just something that you're going to do together. Because you can't be trying to build things and not come together at some point.
Right. And even, how you already said how I feel about resolutions, but even if you are doing a resolution specific to this year as a couple, if it means you just going on a date once a week, then do it. Right. If it means you go into couples counseling, if that's something that's been a conversation, then do it. Whether or not you do it beyond to 2026, and you can see that if you just get that down by the time, and you do it consistently, by the time the year is over, you're already rolling into 2027 with momentum and understanding.
And you're filling that cup, because I think that's like what it boils down to. It's like, how can we be better than we were in 2025? Like, what can we do as a team, as a couple, to improve our lives in some sort of way? If it's intimacy, if it's financial, if it's entertainment, like if you guys don't do those kinds of things, but it's like just something to be 1% better than you were before.
What do you say to the people who are on Instagram, to social media, whatever, or within your friends groups that are saying, well, 2026, I'm going to focus on me and be a new me?
And I think that that's fair if that's, if you're someone that's just always giving to others and you don't take that time for yourself. But out of all your resolutions, if you are coupled, I feel like at least one of them should be together focus, if that makes sense. 90% you, because last year was 100% others. And then, but again, at least one thing has to be about the unit.
Yeah.
And
my thing is like this. If you're in a relationship and you're working on you, it means you're doing the work, you're showing up, you're doing the intervention if it's needed, you're checking in with yourself daily, and you're building consciousness, and you're just spending time with yourself. You working on you is working on us. And so I'm never going to be opposed to, if you want to work on you, boo-boo, then you go, and we together, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
so
fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, if it is 2026 now, therapy should not be a taboo subject. I'm always going to have to toss that in there. You just got a new therapist. It is not a taboo subject. It is not crazy, and the stigma is slowly coming down. Now, we're not doing as much work on it as we'd like to, but therapy should not be something that you're just kind of, I don't know about that. But you'd be surprised how many people are. And unfortunately, I've been seeing a lot early on in this year is a lot of people are separating and getting divorced.
Well, I just saw something recently that was like that the first Monday in January is divorce day, because that's when divorce attorneys get the most calls about, well, what would it look like if I left?
Oh, you're kidding.
Because after the holidays, they stay together for the kids. They stay together for, the family for the holidays. And then that first Monday in January, when things open back up, it's like, what can I do?
Wow.
They're bombarded. If you're a family attorney, that's probably when you get the most work. But yeah, because people spend, the break, and they're like, you know what? I can't handle this. What's my next step? Even just inquiries, so yeah.
Yeah. And I've been seeing, I'm obviously connected to men. The crop share of work that I do is with men. And it's happening to a lot of men where, like, I've had at least a couple of guys in my circle say, hey, man, even this morning, somebody said, hey, I'm checking in. And he's like, yeah, man, my fiance just gave me my ring, her ring back. And said that she doesn't feel safe. Had another brother say, yeah, my wife wrote me a letter. I came back from work. She wrote me a letter, and this is before New Year's. The year ended, and she said she's not coming back. right? And I'm just like, dang, how does this keep happening to people around me? And it almost makes you feel like you have survivor's guilt. And it almost kind of makes you feel like, wait, is that going to happen to us? It's just a matter of time, what's going on? And then you realize it's like, well, you don't know as much about those relationships, right?
Yeah, because we're not in it. You know, we just hear, you know, you just heard one side of a story, you know, and we know that women decide this way before they say I'm leaving or before they kick someone out or whatever. Yeah. But where was I going with this? Yeah, you just don't know. And to your point, it wasn't just something that happened overnight. It wasn't something that happened because 2026 was coming. This is probably stemming from things that happened in 2022, 2023. And it just took up to here because it got down to like the boiling point of, okay, enough is enough. New year, new me. New year, no man. New year, no woman. You know?
New year, new me. No year, no man.
No man.
No man, no.
You know, but again, it was not overnight. And that's to your point. It's like you could either build good things that take years to happen or bad things that just kind of keep accumulating until people just had enough.
Well, people will build bad things for years and wait for something and hope that something never happens. Yeah. And wow, I mean, that is news to me about.
Yeah, I need to find it. I need to find it so we can link it.
But that makes a lot of sense, right? Because people often enter the new year with a refreshed outlook, and they say, "Hey, you know what? This is going to be the year that I don't put up with this anymore." And I would like to encourage somebody: standardize standards, please. Like I've said this a million times, but standardize standards. What's this?
The divorce thing.
Did you know that today is divorce day? Dun dun dun. Apparently today is the first Monday back to work in January is nicknamed divorce day. It's the day that lawyers report a spike in calls and inquiries from people quietly asking, what would it take to leave? Heartbreaking. And
why does divorce day happen now? Because people white knuckle it through the holidays. For the kids, for one more family picture, maybe it'll feel different. January arrives, the decorations come down, and so does the denial. The calendar flips, and a lot of people finally tell themselves, I can't do this another year. I can't live another year like this. Yeah. The most January divorces didn't start today. They're a result of months or years of loneliness in a marriage, quiet financial planning, late night Googling about lawyers and housing, saving screenshots, tracking patterns, writing things down. Divorce day is often just the first out loud step.
Yeah, I would be dishonest if I said that all this talk about divorce and separation didn't sadden me. Obviously, the child of divorce or separation and dysfunction. I know ultimately it was the best decision for my parents to separate. And sometimes it's what it is, you know. Sometimes people just can't make it work because they're just too different. They become too different, or the relationship was never really based in anything concrete anyway. They were looking at a resolution, right? I need to resolve the fact that I'm single. Right. Or I need to resolve the fact that I'm childless. I need to resolve my parents on my back telling me to get married because they married or they're not married and they need me to be better.
Right. I'm too old to be single out here.
Right.
That's a big one.
Yeah, and you know, it's sad.
No, it is sad.
So then how do people avoid D-Day? Obviously, if you're already
D-Day, LOL. Oh my God.
D-Day, if you're already contacting the divorce attorney, it's already too late. In many cases, not all.
Yeah, not all. I don't know about avoiding it, Vlad. I just think the end thing is communication. Yes, like as soon as you started feeling these things, like that little tingling, like, oh, maybe not. It's like, talk about it. Seek the help. And I think be honest when you get the help. Don't go into a couples therapy session and be like, oh, she did all this. It's like, do some introspection. Is that the word?
Introspection. Yeah,
And it's like, okay, how did I make this situation worse, you know? And it's like being honest and having those honest conversations, you know, because it doesn't happen just because of one person. No. You know?
No, things don't happen in a vacuum like that.
Right. And when things do happen, it's like, speak up, speak your truth, say, you know, it's like, I'm all for divorce when it's needed, but it's like, did you do everything, both parties, do everything possible to save it? Because again, at the end of the day, there's a reason why you decided to be with this person, you know? But after you tried, and maybe it's one-sided, if that other person doesn't want to try, it's like, what can you do? Don't be an idiot and stay just because you really want it to work. But if both people want to try to save it, then both people should be honest when it comes to being in therapy and speak from the heart. And if it doesn't work out, then you can separate and be okay saying I did everything I could. But you have to be honest with yourself and with your partner.
Yeah, and I think that's a resolution that folks need to have. I don't know if there's any really other way to say this, sis, but it goes beyond saying that you have to be goal-oriented when it comes to the major life decisions, right? You're not going to buy a car that you know has a bad reputation and then be mad that your transmission is failing.
Oh, no, yeah.
You're not going to marry somebody that you know is not available emotionally and then be mad when you're deep into it and they're still not emotionally available. Circumstances, sometimes people have to go through circumstances to motivate their partner, right? Or to motivate themselves. Some people, like I said, they will not lose the weight. They will not be conscious about their health until a doctor tells them you're going to die if you don't get this in rep. Some people don't get serious about their finances until somebody says you are going to lose everything unless you get out of this debt and change your money habits. And so I think similarly, a lot of people, they don't learn until their relationships are crumbling around them that something needs to be done. And a lot of it could be avoided by what we're talking about for New Year's, right here. Resolutions are problems that you make a firm decision to solve, but you must plan. And that includes not ignoring the red flags, not sweeping them, but understanding them and how they look. I was talking to a friend the other day who just started a new relationship, and she told me, hey, I know this dude got baggage, and I ain't trying to see all that baggage, but I know this guy got baggage. I'm trying to see how he handles it and if he's going to bring it into this relationship and victimize me with it. And I was like, good for you. Because a lot of people just be like, I know he has baggage, but I really want to be with somebody.
Or what I would do is like, oh, he got baggage, not for me.
We only doing check-ons up in here.
I'm just saying, but you also have to be honest like that, Vlad. It's like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Or I already have all this going on. I don't have time to carry you and your baggage.
Right.
Like maybe I'll wait until he figures it out and, resolves his own thing. But I think you also have to say that part, it goes both ways.
Yeah. I mean, and you can't, this, again, I'm going to say this. I feel like this is just common sense, sis, but if you're in a relationship, whether it's a marriage or a long-term relationship, and you've had problems for many years, you just guys have been going back and forth, butting heads, and the solution that you can come up with is to separate. Well, how do you fix a relationship apart?
You have to be under the same roof, bro.
How do you do it?
That's what I think. I think you should separate when I think it's too hurtful to be together, like maybe there was like some distrust or cheating, but when it's just kind of like a regular schmegular issue, how are you going to solve it being apart? You don't need time apart, Time
apart is, in my mind, a viable option if being together is resulting in just nonstop hurt.
Right. And that's why I think, and maybe not the only reason, but to me, if there was cheating involved, I can't look at you. I mean, again, this is just Angie Thomas. It's like we would break up.
Right.
If there was cheating involved. Infidelity to me is like the ultimate what the fuck.
Yeah.
But some people don't see that. And I've known marriages that are still together even though there was infidelity and they're thriving.
Yep.
Good for you. Over there.
Over there.
Not me. Over here. But that I can see separation in that respect because it's like I can't even be in the same room with you right now because I'm upset.
Well, how can you be in the same room or the same household with somebody you don't trust?
Fair.
That's hard.
That's very hard
from the day to day. But to that point, if one of your resolutions for the new year is to either end a relationship or start a new one, like try to think about what this is going to look like, whatever this decision is in 2028 and 27. I think people need to get into the habit of
thinking big picture,
long term, because a long-term relationship is not something that you start on a whim or on an idea.
Yeah.
It takes years of getting to know each other and willingness to relearn each other. And if you're single and your resolution is to get into a relationship, find a man or find a girl or whatever it is for you, okay, you're not going to solve loneliness by finding somebody to date or be with. You can be lonely all by yourself in a relationship and in a house. The difference is are you making decisions based on longevity, on big picture? Or are you making it based on a need that you need to get solved right now? And sometimes if companionship is what you need, I'm not gonna sit here and judge anybody. But if companionship is what you need, then find a companion.
Get a dog.
To get a dog, or if it's a person that you need and you got your needs met, you need a hookup or whatever it is. And if you want to live that lifestyle, then do your thing. But you can't build a whole life based on a 1 year goal. It's going to take a little bit more resolution in yourself internally. Yeah.
I'm going to switch the subject a little bit because I don't want to end this on a shitty ass note.
Let's end it with some hope.
Yes,
now.
Looking forward to 2026. I feel like Roots of Rhythm, we have a lot of things planned. We have some guests that are coming in throughout the year.
I can't wait.
We've been emailing a whole bunch of people back and forth, so I'm excited about that. We have a few date nights planned already. Wallace and Ball in the House have a show locally in February. We got some tables. I'm very excited. We have
wait for that.
I know. Nice. We have a few people that are having babies, and I'm so excited for these babies.
Yes.
And then just the kids growing up. Alana's graduating kindergarten.
Wait, what? She's going to kindergarten for a year. She's going to first grade.
She's going to first grade.
Through the pen.
We're going on a Disney cruise.
Oh my gosh.
My brother's getting married.
Yeah.
It's a lot of good
your brother's
things.
Getting married?
Yeah, in March.
March what?
March 21st.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, jeez. So it'll be my first time taking the girls to Florida by myself because Wallace will be in Alaska.
Oh, wow.
I know.
You're not driving, though, are you?
No, we're flying, but pray for me.
Yeah, you'll be good with the girls.
Yeah.
The girls are great.
Aria is officially potty trained, so she's going on this Disney cruise and going to kids club.
Come on, let's go.
So it's a lot of good things in 2026.
Lots of great things.
Lots of great things.
I'm looking forward to all of the great things that Roots and Rhythm is cooking up. We have got, like you said, we've got a lineup of guests that you're just going to want them to come back, and maybe they will. Yeah. But we've got some great guests coming up, and you're just going to have to stay tuned to see who they are and what they bring to the table. We're going to get a couple people in the green room, so it's just going to be phenomenal. And like I said, we're opening up. I can't announce everything, but we're going to be opening up Roots and Rhythm beyond this conversation that you tune into every week, and we are going to be bringing the flavor, bringing the experience, and bringing the expertise to you.
I'm excited.
So I can't wait. And I just want to say, to end on a good note, be cheerful, be happy, be heard, and find something to look forward to in the next year. I know it's hard to do with all of the things that are happening around the world. And I myself was struggling with the overwhelming despair and helplessness of the things that are happening around the world. But guess what I did the other day? I called I expressed that to my accountability group, and my boy Jason O'Rourke, shout out Jason O'Rourke, thank you, brother, love you. He called me right away and said, you need to remember who you are and what God put you on this earth to do. And that's going to keep you from feeling overwhelmed.
Oh, so you just said that and it made me think of something Wallace always says. He's like, you have to remember who you are and whose you are.
Ooh.
Who you belong to.
Say that.
I know. That's what Wallace is saying. Wallace is saying, who you are, you have to remember who you are and whose you are. Amen. Hallelujah.
Amen. Hallelujah. You can't even get it better than that. That's it. That's a final thought.
Yes.
So as you guys know, like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Roots of Rhythm Podcast. It is 2026. It is not the year for the new you, but it is time for a revolution, not a resolution.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
And it's going to be the year of the horse.
The year of the horse.
Yeah.
So get on the horse then.
Yeah. Gallop into 2026, baby. Get on up.
I've got my Bart Simpson sweatshirt and my Bart Simpson socks right here.
Oh,
so
Lord.
you know your boy is showing up this year and next year, probably with the same socks because I like dad's socks. But
what does Bart say? Ay caramba.
Ay caramba, and don't have a cow, man.
Don't have a cow.
Don't have a cow this year. Have a good time.
Yeah.
Have a revolutionary time. And that's all we got to say.
Whoop, whoop.
It's your boy, Vlad the Bull, your number one embrace coach.
And Angie, la cyber mommy.
We are out of here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
See you next time.
Stay rooted.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Roots and Rhythm Podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay notified for all our updates, including new episodes. Until next time, y'all, stay rooted.
This watch, so it's counting my steps. It's pretty cool. But I need new tennis shoes, Vlad. I've had my tennis shoes since probably before Lana was born. So do you have any recommendations? I know you're on your fitness all the time.
I used to think that you had to spend at least $150 on shoes, sis, in order for you to actually get some quality ones. But I'm telling you, these new shoes that I tried out, it's like you're walking on air. Matter of fact, you don't even remember you're walking on them at all. It's like you don't even remember you put your shoes on. One time I thought I was barefoot. I'm like, yo, where's my shoes at?
Oh, I love that. And are they light?
Oh, they're super lightweight. They make my old shoes feel like dumbbells by comparison. I'm telling you, these shoes are comfortable, they're lightweight, and it doesn't even feel like you have them on. And on top of that, you can wear them anywhere. They're designed for people who are on their feet all the time, for the moms and dads who are chasing around the kids. So I would highly recommend them if you're looking for something new.
So what are they called and where can I get them?
You can get them at standplus.com. You go to standplus.com, put in our promo code ADX for an exclusive discount off of your next pair. They are the best all-day recovery shoes, so go ahead and get you a pair.
I'm excited. Thank you, Vlad.
Come on, let's do it.